In Jamaica, help is on the way for hundreds of St. Thomas farmers whose livelihood was ravaged by bushfires. Agriculture Minister Derek KELLIER says the government is committed to providing the assistance needed in wake of the disaster. It's been an uphill task for farmers in St. Thomas. Farmers in the communities of Black Spur, Hagley Gap, Mahogany Vale and Epping Farm are still counting their losses as hundreds of acres of farmlands were ravaged by bushfires recently. Coffee, bananas and cash crops went up in the blaze. On Tuesday, Agriculture Minister Derek KELLIER, along with officials from the Rural Agricultural Development Agency, RADA, and the Member of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, James Robinson, toured some of the affected areas and spoke directly to farmers. Although there's still no official estimate of the damage caused by the fire, Agriculture Minister Derek KELLIER assured farmers that the government will be providing the necessary assistance to get farmers back on their feet. He says RADA officers and members from the Coffee Industry Board, CIB, will be compiling a list to better understand the needs of affected farmers.
We want to make sure that we have an accurate list. You hear what I say? I want to make sure that the list that we receive at the ministry is an accurate list. No one must be left behind who was a part of the devastation. No one. We want to make sure everybody gets some form of help in whatever shape or form. So that when the exercise is complete, there's no one quarreling that they leave me out because of this or them leave me out because of that. There are some people that like to employ propaganda in these issues. This is not a political issue. When the fire was raging, it never did look who was what and who was not. So I want to make sure that everyone who was affected is taken care of.
Minister KELLIER says his ministry will be providing seedlings, fertilizer and grants where necessary.
You are well aware of the intervention that we made in the Mavis Bank area in respect of putting a program in place to help the resuscitation program with black tanks to help with water and coffee seedlings, fertilizers, chemicals and so on, as well as small grants to help the farmer to get back to work. Because the coffee gone, you don't have anything to live off, you're not having any earnings. So for you to get back out there to start clear the land, cut back some of the trees that can cut back, and to start digging holes and preparing, you're going to need some money to sustain yourself. Hungry man can't stand up, eh? So we are going to make sure that within the limited resources that we have, that we also make that allowance available to help you.
Meanwhile, farmers are being urged to exercise care when handling fires. The slash and burn method used by farmers to clear fields is believed to be one of the major causes of the dreadful bushfires.
We have to be much more careful in this country how we go about dealing with slash and burn operations. How we dispose of our household garbage, solid waste. How we dispose of the cigarette butt and the ganja butt or whatever butt in the field. We have to be much more careful and cautious about these things. Because it may be simple to you, but the frog say what is joke to you is dead to me. And is that situation reach us right now? What a man takes simple about him dispose of something that he considers to be simple is dead to the rest of the country, because the rest of the taxpayers have to find the money to foot the bill.
The minister also engaged farmers who turned out in their numbers to raise their concerns at the Penline Castle All-Age School. One farmer lamented that residents are forced to burn their garbage because there's no garbage collection service.
All these people in this community, yeah, at any given moment, you see a fire rise up beside their home, they burn rubbish. Is there a possibility? Is there a possibility for something to put up that the citizens can put their garbage in, so it can get removed to wherever?
The recommendation that you are making that we have to take back to solid waste. Yes? NSWMA to say, listen, there seems to be an issue in this area and we can take it up. And that is why we are here.
And Mr. Keller is advocating for a cess to be placed on imported sugar and coffee. He says the revenues could be used to repair farm roads.
Time is nigh when we must build a budget for farm roads in this country. There are different types of farm roads. There are those that are in the sugarcane industry. And we are moving towards closing off a discussion about a cess that we want to put on imported refined sugar so we can help to maintain farm roads for people who live in the areas where sugarcane production is. We are also moving towards another program where we will be introducing a cess on imported coffee into this country. Because we're not producing enough to supply the local market. Our brand has to be exported. So those people who have to import coffee to roast for the hotels and to put into the different products that they sell on the local market, they are going to have to start paying a cess. That cess will enable us, through the Coffee Industry Board, to address some of these kind of problems. So when you hear we're talking about putting cess on products, don't get carried away by the propaganda that some people will try to build up in the media about the issues. You must know the real reason why when we say we need cess in the agricultural sector, it is to protect you and your livelihood. So we are moving with alacrity. We have taken the thing to and got approval already. So the appropriate legislation is being drafted now, and these things move very quickly. These kinds of things, so that we can impose a cess on imported coffee into this country.